Well, howdy doody, everybody. Everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, I ain't got a clue whether I'm live, but we'll pretend that we are. We'll really pretend that I know what I'm doing. That would be a first. I could see Uncle Andy has just finished, so I thought, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Let me just, God, I forget where all my buttons are now on here. Face cam. I'm still using that stream engine. Hello, Carthor. Carthor was face. James Jfix was actually first for after the face cam went live. Hello, hello, hello. Not first, not first, not first. Well, Andy, we're finishing for a cup of coffee, so I thought, why not jump on for a little bit? I've missed everybody. Missed everybody. Look at this. Missed everybody. I've been away far too long, and I just thought, why not? Why not? I weren't planning on streaming today, but I just thought, why not? Still catching up. First day back, and just getting everything. Gosh, it's cold. I'm going to put my heating on. Really chilly in here, guys. And I'm going to apologise now if you can hear the heating. I blame the delay. Andy, you sexy little Manny. My own very little own Brad Pitt there. Doesn't anyone else see the resemblance? Oh, come on, heater. Come on, heater, please. Come on, come on, come on. It's freezing. I was sat watching Andy this morning. This is how not ready I am. I was sat watching Andy this morning, just beavering away, getting a little bit of work done. And he went off for a coffee. So I thought, why not? Why not? So let's say a couple of hellos for people who... Happy New Year, Carthor. Happy New Year. What is it now? Good Yule. I know that's Happy Christmas or Glad Tidings or something like that. Good Yule. We'll blame it on that. I'm on Top Chat, not Live Chat, so I need to change that to Live Chat. Not that it makes much difference. And we've got James Jfitz. Happy New Year. Hope 2026 is amazing. I like your video, what you've done with Joey's laptop. Not watched it all yet. Watched the first few minutes this morning. And I thought I'll save that for time when I've got time to watch it rather than now. Who else have we got? HC! Happy New Year from Manford and Sutton. Well, Manford from Jason sends his all the best to you, sir. And then we've got Andy, and then Carthor, and then Carthor, and then Carthor. Got Nit Aya. Oh, let me try that one. Get my glasses on for that. Oh, God, these glasses are strong. What are these? Can't see out through them. I got another pair there. Got Nit Ah. I don't know if that's Got Nit Ah. We'll go with that one. Got Nit Ah. Oh, it's a bit chilly. Chilly. We've got a couple of I've got a couple of little bits and bobs on today. I'm just going to do that and just for... No, not that one. I'm going to try and make my face cam a little bit more... Ooh, moved it out of the way there. Oh, wait there. Oh, I've got somebody at my front door. Just one second, guys. Got somebody at my front door. Oh. Maybe not. Maybe not got anybody at the front door. Don't know who that is. Thought we've got somebody at my front door. If you was with... Oh, that's better. If you was with me, just Happy New Year in Swedish. Yes, got Nit Aya. Happy New Year. If you were with me on my very last stream of 2025, I had just redone all of my wiring and kind of rejigged the placement of stuff in the office. You got it correct. Oh, got Nit Aya. There we go then. Close enough. So I am still experiencing issues with some of this. So I have bought myself some new A to C cables and some longer A to C cables as well, because I got that hub which has got a lot of different connections on, as we can see. And I put a USB-C PCI card in to give me 4 extra USB-C ports. And and I connected this hub up, and it basically caught fire. Did the USB-C PCI card inside the computer, which is never good. We know what computers are like with smoke and fire. Never good. So I hope everyone had a good New Year, by the way. I really do hope everybody had a good New Year. Did everyone celebrate it? Did they go out, did they get drunk, did they spend it with family, did they go away? Did you have a nice quiet one at home? Whatever floats your boat. It's what it is, isn't it? But I'm just hoping everyone had a good New Year. It's a good start to reset the clock, like everyone does with New Year's resolutions. I've set myself a couple of New Year's resolutions. One is to get fitter, which I think a lot of people have, to have a bit of exercise and to get fitter. And the other one is what was the other one now? Can't remember what the other one was. It'll come back to me. Probably start writing things down so I don't forget what I'm saying halfway through. That could be what the second one was, but I'm not too sure. Not too sure at all. So I hope everyone's okay. I hope everyone is okay. Did I boot my whatchamacallit thingy bob up with this? Oh, it did. My Streamlabs is working, so it means we've got some bits and bobs. So I thought I would stream just until Andy comes live. So only a quick one, probably an hour. I would have thought, until he has his dinner, his cheese sandwich, and his Horlicks, and he's refreshed himself for his afternoon stream. I will wait for him to come back up live. I am going to attempt to take the screen out. This has been. I've tried to get everything covered off this morning with what I had carried over, and I've managed to get about 4 or 5 done this morning. Let's have a look. Yeah, I had some fun with the Christmas tree. Oh, do tell, Carthor. Did it fall over? Did it catch fire? Grass Puddles copying that. Happy New Year, Grass Puddles. Gott niet ei. Happy New Year as well. So, yeah, I tried to get everything off, everything buttoned off for Christmas. Finished on around sort of 18th to 20th of last year. So I had a couple of carryovers. Is it lagging? Have I got mine set to 4K? I didn't think I'd got mine set to 4K. So it could be my side which is lagging a little bit. I've reused some of the old settings, so it could be my side. So yeah, I do apologise if it is. I think there's about 10-15 second delay. Oh, the Christmas tree. Oh, I saw that one. Yeah, I'll give you a comment on it. Power on that one. Yeah, I saw that one with 60 volts. I am surprised that one LED managed to stay illuminated longer than the others. But we do like a little bit of 60 volt power on that one. Did see that. But yeah, so if anyone's not seen that, check out Carthor's VOD on him putting 60 volts through his Christmas tree. Yes, guys, this was dropped off this morning. It was one last week, but I just had come this morning because I was obviously closed. Yes, I do like Carthor's sound. Power. Do like that one. Yeah, this one, unfortunately, guys, is a broken. Can you see the impact mark? Got a nice crack on the screen. So I just need to remove this one, get the screen out, get a serial number off the back of the panel, just make sure we're going to order the right one, and then let the customer know how much it's going to be. I might have one in stock, but I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll see what I've got. Oh, I can't get my thingy bob in my owl. These are the ones which are held in with sticky tape. You know, I can never seem to get that out. I had another interesting one this morning where the customer had changed his thermal paste over the Christmas holiday and managed to bend his pins on his CPU because it's an AMD and the heatsink stuck to the CPU. Oh, you know what that means, don't you? It's gone and snapped. the heatsink stuck to the CPU, so he's pulled it out as one, and it has done the normal thing. When he's put it back in, he's bent his pins. So I had to do a little bit of surgery on about 20 pins on his CPU. 2 were completely flattened to the board, to the chip die. So it was a 5500 AMD. So I managed to get them straightened up nicely, and then just go around the rest and realign them all. So it's more time consuming more than anything else. Now fortunately that one needed a new rear fan as well, because the rear fan was extraordinarily noisy. So I swapped the rear fan out for him as well. So he's coming to pick that up later on. So that were same day service on that one. Done another one today, who's had it. I built it November, I think it was, for, oh god, it's come off, for them, and for whatever reason their Windows serial had stopped. It's basically said the serial number didn't exist, so had it back, got them sorted with the serial number, and got it all back up and running too. A couple of other strange things about that one, but that was just software related, so I managed to sort that one. And what else have I done? Sure I've done, oh, if you remember, oh crikey, yeah, I will show you this one, just see if you remember on this one. Put that down a tick. Don't know if anybody remembers this from a stream last year. I think James had commented on it, JFix. This is, look at the size of this for a humongous laptop. Look at the thickness of that. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be dropping that on your toe. It's huge. Let me just measure how thick that is. Let me get my rule. So we are talking 5 and a bit centimeters, nearly, actually 5.5 centimeters thick. 5.5 centimeters. Wow. 5.5 centimeters thick. It's humongous. It must weigh 2 kilos easily. It's huge. Anyway, if anybody recalls, that was in for a hard drive swap because he needed the laptop. But unfortunately, it's an IDE drive. What's in there? Not SATA, as I've checked this morning. So trying to find a brand new 2.5-inch IDE drive is difficult. He's only using, it's about probably about a 50 gigabyte drive. He's got 2 partitions, being 18.36 per partition. So yeah, not using a great deal of space on it at all, but just trying to get an IDE drive. I've managed to track one down, and in the UK as well. It's thick. It's really thick. It's thick and so heavy and clunky. The nice thing about it is the accessibility. The accessibility on it is really good. That the IDE drive is sat just under there. 4 screws just to take out as it is. Oh, the heating's gone off, means it's up to temp. But it is an IDE one, 2.5-inch IDE. I didn't check the size. It was only 18.36 gig on 2 partitions. Yeah, XP laptop. You got it. You got it. If you remember, he was a surveyor, and he had all his software on here, and it was historic software that he cannot replace because they just don't make it anymore. So he needed the disk cloning. So I was just gonna clone it to an SSD. There's no point cloning it to a mechanical drive. Clone it to an SSD on there. But as you can see, it's the old IDE interface, and it is a, I wonder if there's a date. It's a 40 gigabyte hard drive, and I'm trying to find date code on here. It'll be on here somewhere. Just trying to find. Oh, here we go. That's January 04. That is probably one of the older drives that I have seen recently. I did get one 1998 once, but that was a few years ago, so I bet the difference in time is probably as much as, but it's a testament. It still boots into Windows XP, still boots up and still is operational, but he needs the computer. strange thing is it's got all the still got the jumpers on. Like, if you remember IDE connections, where you used to be able to select slave, master, and everything else on big ones. So yeah, that is an old drive. They don't build them like that anymore. Scooby-Doo-Doo, Wooby-Doo-Doo. Morning, happy New Year, Bitco. I was 30. Do you know what? I wish I were only 13, Cartho. My phone's ringing. Just give me 1 second, guys. I just need to get my telephone now. One tick.
PCDD, you little shit.
Sorry about that, guys. There you go. 2 customers. I ship. I have a button. I have a button now on my Stream Deck, which is just sat down there, and the button. Let me just see if I can remember how to zoom in. And especially for you, Cartho, it is, and for other people in chat, that button just there does this and that. So it mutes everything. There we go. There we go. There we go. So I remembered to press that. You sneaky little thing. I am learning my lesson. I'm learning my lesson. You will probably still catch me out though. I will tell you. You'll probably still catch me out. So yes, guys. I've got one of these. I've got an IDE one. It's a while since I've cloned an IDE drive. It's no different. I've got all adapters, but I'll the idea with that is to clone it for him. But I've messaged him this morning, but he's on holiday in Morocco, so probably enjoying nicer weather than we are. So yeah, that's that one. That's that one. Just put these screws in here just to hold it a little bit. So how old was I in 2004? I would have been, crikey, 42. These youthful looks don't work on their own. Benjamin Button me. We know I'm not. My face is like an old cow's backside. It's wrinkly. Oh dear. So yeah, that one I need to speak to customer. I can't do any more with that apart from maybe do a bit of weightlifting and a bit of weight training, because it is so heavy, so heavy. But yeah, they don't build them like that anymore, which is a good thing really. So that one's going to sit back on the shelf until he is going to ring me tomorrow. I have messaged him and he's going to ring me tomorrow on that one. But that should just be a whatchamacallit one. He's got a desktop as well that I'm going to clone the drive, and that's a more modern one that I sat down on the floor down there. So that will be that one. So I am gonna just take this screen out, disconnect it from here. We'll just pop the back off and pop the battery out with this one. So did anyone do anything for New Year? Was it just staying in? Was it going out? Did you go away? Did you have family over? Did you have a party?
PCDD, you little shit.
Here we go. After you, Phil. What's my command? Pitco, if you do exclamation CMD, it should tell you as long as I've added it. Exclamation CMD, and it should give you a list of them all. Just please don't copy them, because that's what Falcon does and deafens people. You watch YouTube. Yeah, I was at a. Hi, Ozzy. Happy New Year, Ozzy. Happy New Year. Did you like my picture on Discord, Ozzy? With my makeup on. as I was posing on there. There we go. Falcon Car 4 Pitco juiced. They're all new ones. I can't see yours on. Oh, Pitco, it is on there. Exclamation Pitco. Yours is on there, Pitco. So you should be able to see it on there. You should not have said that. Someone's going to put your face on Cow's backside now. Oh dear. Do you know what? It's probably not one of the worst places my photo's been on. It's different to being on wanted posters. I went to a firework party on New Year, and I must say it was absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. It was brilliant, James. Thank you. It was magnificent. That's where I saw the fireworks. I posted 3 pics on Discord, but yeah, an amazing time. It was really good. Thank you. It's a distant memory now. Distant memory. Back to work. Distant memory. Isn't it? When we all get back to work. I think I need to adjust my head cam here. I think every time I lean in, I get me bald head in it, what looks like a dried up scrotum under the camera. So I think I need to just adjust that a little bit and do that. Get it out of the way. Yes, it was funny. They were ones I thought I would share, Ozzy, as well. The photo I did put on Discord. There are more compromising ones, I will say, which are not showable. Certainly not to a younger audience like yourself. They need to be kept for a more mature audience. But some things you cannot see, and please don't start thinking in pictures, because you will have nightmares. Trust me. So we can just get this battery out so we don't do any damage to the whoa. Put that there. I prefer on these, when I'm doing the screen, is just to pop the hinges off and get the screen disconnected. I just find it a little easier to work with and get everything done, rather than messing around trying to get it all done. And we should have a Wi-Fi antenna, because manufacturers... Oh, that weren't stuck on very well. Oh, that's good. They've put it under there. Thank you very much for that, Mr. HP. Get that popped up there. Oh, I don't want to say that too often, do I? Because somebody will clip that. God, it's gone cold in this office again. It was... I checked the thermometer this morning, and it was minus 6 this morning. I could not believe how cold it was. I went into utility room to let dog out, because back doors for her pen is through utility room, and it was colder at utility room than rest of the house. It was absolutely freezing. I got my thermal camera out this morning and shone it on my desk. Not on this, but on black mat here, for the so I could measure temperature, and it was 3 degrees was my mat. It was so cold in here, and I've had my fan heater on all day. Just don't seem to be touching it. I know where that is going, as my eldest test daughter went to Iceland, as they were highly offended she did not get naked. And yeah, the I have heard that they're not too keen on that. I had -11 in my van. Wow. -6 cold, yeah. I would imagine in Sweden it is a damn sight colder than that, because you are a little bit further north. But -11, Phil. -11. You could open freezer, couldn't you? You could put aircon on to actually make it warmer, because that'll only work down to, what is it, 14 degrees C. So you could put aircon on the coldest and it'd still blow it warm. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And we're not geared for it, are we? We're just not geared for it at UK. Every year it snows or it gets cold and we go, we're not ready for it. Yeah, but it happens every year. Why aren't we ready for it? Why aren't we ready for it? I don't know. It's just us in UK. I did like the footnote on the weather today. that Carol on Breakfast TV did actually say, please be aware. She gave the full weather forecast that, you know, Scotland has got heavy snow and it's moving down south of the country and everything else. And she said, just put at the back of your mind that the south might get it next by the end of the week. And it's like, yeah, well, rest of the country's got to suffer as well. But because south's getting it, it's now going to make national news. And you know what it's going to be like. As soon as they get it in London, the country's going to come to a standstill. -23. -23. I think coldest I've experienced was -37, which was in Lapland a few years ago. But -23. USA gets a foot of snow and it's nothing. Over here we get 6 millimeters and it's the end of the world. Yeah. I agree. We've got a slight dusting and covering when I looked out of the window. And typical things on Facebook. Can anybody help? I can't get my car out my drive. Sort of thing. Or anybody got any advice? Or do I need snow tyres? Why do you need snow tyres? My gosh, you know, I don't know. It's as slippery as it isn't rain. Just slow down a bit. It does get you a little bit. But right, let me just. Right, I've got somebody on the way to collect. So I'm just going to take a photo of this, and then I can get a part NV156 FHM TOE. It's a different one. It's a tow. That is what I will be finding, or an equivalent. That's the one for there. Semi-gloss screen, be a 1080 screen on there. So we will. I need to speak to a customer on that once. I can't do anything else on there. It was just a disassemble. Let me grab I had some bags. Where did I put my bags? I've got blue tack. Oh, get my little tip for my screws. My daughter has +46. That's +46. I'm going to just rewind on that before I get to +46, because that's some serious temperature, that Aussie. Scary driving on M6, washers had frozen and screen was just getting dirtier by the minute. Had to keep stopping and trying to clear it. It's a pain in the backside that when your screen wash freezes up and you can't see anything. I know a lot of modern cars have heated things now, don't they? But yeah, once they're frozen up and you blow the pipe off then generally, don't you? So you then can't use it. It's a pain in the book. -34 is the coldest.
PCDD, you little shit.
Russ is the best the man can get. Russ. There we go. Happy New Year, Russ. So, how did your, because I've been meaning to ask, how did the pot and pan bashing go with your in-laws? Did they manage to wake everybody up? Need to know. Yeah, +46 Aussie. You don't need a barbecue at that weather. You just leave it outside, don't you, on pavement, and it cooks itself. That is really, really hot. Really hot. Daughter's just come back from Gran Canaria, and she was saying it was 25 degrees there, which is we'll just explore that in a second. Which is really comfortable, but still a bit warm. But it's certainly nice for this. We only had 41 degrees. It's still pretty downward. I don't know what's worth, -46 or +46. I'm a firm believer in you can always warm yourself up easier than you can cool yourself down. I would say that minus is a better situation for me than a plus, because I think +46 is just a bit too warm, just a tad too warm on that. 115 Fahrenheit. I didn't even cook cakes at that temperature. It went really good. Unfortunately, I had to wait for my sister to show. She worked the night before, and oh no. You should have videoed it. I can only imagine noise that children can make with pots and pans. I've told a few people about it, that you were saying it was your tradition. I don't know if it's a cultural tradition for over there or whatever, in Australia, where Russ is, obviously. I'm not sure, but certainly one I'd never heard of before. Yeah, I think I would go minus 47. Just a quick one, guys. That's the vent at one side, and that's the vent at the other. There's no marks on the back of the vent. Does that look like it's burnt to you? Because it's not. It's either that or it's the laptop's decided to have a poo. I'm not too sure, so we'll just have a look at that a little bit more. Because that, where that is it's in a strange place, that. Really strange place. It's down here. Where the brown is. See? But there's nothing down there. Nothing down there at all apart from a speaker. Bizarre, isn't it? Why that's like that. Very bizarre. Not really coming off either. Not really coming off. Definitely looks like I don't know, a scorch mark of some description, but it's here where it's nothing around there at all. Very, very strange. Very strange on that one. Yeah, definitely looks like a burn mark. You haven't been wearing this up with your Christmas tree, have you, Carthor? Well, as I say, there's nothing on there. We'll just put that down to, oh, I don't know what it is. Let's get this to one side. Right, I've got another very peculiar. Oh, I think there's somebody at my door in a minute. We'll leave it a couple of ticks. Just put this one back on the shelf because I need to speak to the customer on that one. We've got diagnostics next. I think we will do the desktop computer next because I have in a desktop that is coming today, and the story behind it is they put a graphics card in it and it worked for 2 or 3 days. I don't know where that screws from, but I think that one's out my Switch. Yeah, out of Nintendo Switch up daughter Switch. Yeah, this one here has come in. Just stick that out of the way. That's, whoa, heavy. Oh, heavy as it looks. So yeah, this one has coming today, and customer has fitted a new graphics card. I can imagine it must have burnt the board, and that's what stinks. That's what really pongs is the smell of that. So yeah, we've got a graphics card just here, and the customer fitted the graphics card, and it worked for 3 to 4 days, and then it stopped working. So he says he heard and it went off, and he thinks it's the power supply. Yeah, it did burn the board. There's nothing worse. It's a bit like, do you know what it reminds me of? I was following a lorry yesterday when I went to when I popped at shop, and I don't know if it was a clutch or the brake pad, but the same stench. I think probably a brake pad which were catching, and the stench of that is horrible. I think the board is something similar. You know, when it burns and you get that putrid stink of it coming out. Ooh, what was that? I don't know that one. Shift that out of the way. Yeah, so top and bottom of this. Customer has fitted the graphics card, which is here, which is put kindly back in the box for me, and worked it for 2 to 3 days. Proper cable from the power supply as well, rather than an aftermarket one as well. He managed to find the correct cables which came with the power supply. Worked for 2 to 3 days, and then went and stopped working. So he thinks it's the power supply. So we will just test the supply. Get my power supply tester from my box up here. I don't know if anybody's got one of these. I find them useful. These are ever so cheap. I think I paid €5 or less from AliExpress. I've got a couple of them. But I tell you what I do. Do you know where you get your little notch where it clips over and then you press your thing and pull it off? I cut those off of all the actual things, so cables just push on and off so they don't lock into place, just for testing. Just makes it so much easier. And I do the same, in fairness, on my power supplies. You know, on your cables, I cut the actual locating things off as well, so when I'm plugging them in and out motherboards, it just makes them so much easier. So there you go, free little tip, 2026 tip, first one down. Not that it's useful and everyone probably does that anyway. I'm going, well, I do that anyway. Right, let's tell you what I do need to get. I need to get one of them bulb testers that Andy's got. I've been looking at one of them for a while. That I need to build myself one of those. So I need to get one of them built. One of them dim bulb testers. It just comes in useful for testing power supplies. I did when I did the office the other day. I have now rewired everything. Yeah, dim bulb tester, really useful. I don't really work much on mains voltage apart from power supplies. I stay away from everything else. I know Andy works on a lot more mains voltage stuff than I do. I stay away from it apart from PSUs. But one of my streams, November, December last year, where I was doing, we took a power supply to pieces on stream, if you remember, it was a Dell power supply for quite an old PC, and we rebuilt it and took capacitors and whatnot or took some MOSFETs from another power supply and rebuilt it, and then we turned it on. It did take me off air. I've got a short where it took me off air, and it took everything down. Well, it didn't take my computer down, it took me off internet. I've now rewired the office, so if that happens again, it'll take the machine down, but it'll leave everything else live apart from my 2 additional monitors, but my stream and everything else should stay live because they're all on separate plugs now. I've isolated them all. Anyway, I'm talking drivel again, so we'll get that flicked off, and that is off down there. We'll get this plugged in. That goes in like so, and what we want to be seeing after we've got this plugged in, that in there, that one in there. So what this should do, gents, if you haven't got one of these or you're not familiar with it, when I flick the power supply on, which is here, and at the wall we have life, we have picture. We don't have a picture, but we do have some form of life. We've got 11.7 on 12 volt rail, which isn't too bad. No, it's upside down. We've got 12.1 on secondary, and we've got 5.1 on there, and we've got 3.3 and there's 3.3, and we've got 4.9 on secondaries down there. So they are all seem to be working okay. So that would say to me, it's either an issue with his graphics card, which we will plug in now, see if this cable is okay. We'll get on plugged in there, and we'll repeat the same test. We've now got GPU power in as well. Yeah, everything seems fine. Just unplug that one. Yeah. Does anybody know what PG means? 5 milliseconds. Don't know what that means. Or 50 milliseconds. Don't know what that means. Never known what that's meant. But everything else is fine. So power supply, power good. Ah, right. 50 milliseconds then. Is that like a ping it uses for power or something? Don't know. Quite useful then. I know they're very simplistic at what they are, but they're a good little tool just for easy testing on there. But I would then say it's could be an issue with his. So let's just plug these back in and just see what else is doing or not doing when we power up. So we've got the power back in. Got his main power. We've got a CPU power. We're on here, on at the wall. Tom Morgan. Hello, howdy doody. Happy New Year, Tom. Happy New Year. Howdy doody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good time. Hope you had a good New Year and a good Christmas. Just, we've got a computer which went and stopped working. So we're just trying to diagnose it. Tested power supply. It seems to be fine just with our simple power supply tester. So we've just connected it back to the board. So we're just going to power up. Well, that looks like it's posting to me. That looks like it's posting, which then says to me, I wonder if there's an issue with his, whatchamacallit. I'm going to test let's test his lead to make sure his lead is correct. Because he did assure me he got it out of the right box. But let's just make sure. So if we bring my multimeter up, which is, just need to plug it in and connect it so we can see the meter on screen. So give me 2 ticks, guys. We should now have top corner. We should have multimeter, top right hand corner up here. We've got the meter, so we'll just get my probes. It's always a bit tricky when I've got a desktop PC on here because I don't have the room. And we are on DC voltage. Yeah, DC voltage we are on. We'll test his pins. So we should have negative on both of those. So that should be 0 on both of those. And so we've got 12 there, so they're all in parallel, so that's good. Yeah. We know we ain't got any shorts. 12.1 or 12.2, 12.2, 12.2. Both of these should be ground as far as I'm aware. And that's ground. That's at 0 as well, so that's good. So that's interesting things. Hello, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Hello. So we look like we're okay on that one as well, on the power on there. I'm going to just power this down a tick because I think it's fluff, but we will just double check. We seem to have, just go down to this one and I'll see if I can manually just move the camera a little because rather than using the, I know it's shaky cam, shaky cam. There is a lot of crud down here on something, so I'm just going to poke down there with my plastic tool. See if we can just see what that is. Right, it's just, I'll tell you what though, them pins are bent to high heaven. None of them are touching, are they? No. And they're okay. Yeah, these are okay as well. His RAM's in different slots to where I would prefer it. I would always put them in furthest slot away, miss a slot and then come. So channel 0, miss 1, go into channel 2 and then leave 3 unpopulated. So, but his RAM is in anyway, but that's not going to cause a power issue. So let's just check his card's not got a short on the card. Yeah, it's just Mookie. Oh, Mookie, hello Mookie. Not seen you on here. Afternoon all, Happy New Year to those I've not cross streams with yet. Yeah, Happy New Year Mookie, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Not missed anyone. No, we're back in. So guys, I'm just going to unpack his card because I think we'll all say that seems to be posting. I will check it with a picture in a tick. What did it say? Non-output CPU. Because I think he said it was a 5800 or 5600, I'm not too sure. So we'll just test the graphics card. It is a, what are these like? The RX 6600 XT. Not really had anything to do with AMD GPUs, apart from obviously fitted some. PCI 4, 8GB RAM. Yeah, don't seem too bad that one. So hopefully it's not got a short on it. We will test it just to see. Make sure he's not got anything. Ooh, didn't he? Make sure he's not got anything nasty happening. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! We've got a big long word there. Am I going to have to try and pronounce that? Let me just have a go at these. So we've got Happy New Year. We've got Hedge Eigen. Hedge Eigen. I'm not too sure whether that is pronounced correctly, so I do apologise, but I will give it my best shot. We have Joda Light Kalt Bara Anarus Ardet Bra Sjad. No idea again. And we've got Ja. Oh, is that German? Ja. Ja det Bra Tak Bra Vadret. Ja det Bra Tak Bra Yadet. There we go. Okay for Stream Machine. Andy wouldn't have a clue. He can't say Pilates. I've heard he's a good singer though. Svenska. Svenska. I think that's how you pronounce that one. I struggle with people's names on here, let alone anything else. Struggle with people's names. We'll give it a blast. We'll give it a blast. Do you know what? It's all done with good intent rather than anything else. Oh, these cards. I don't think this card is new, mainly because if you look, they shouldn't be a layer of dust after 3 days worth of use. I can't see any issues there. But we'll get this under microscope. We'll just test for shorts to start with, just to see if there's anything untoward. Get this meter on continuity, and we'll see if the machine that goes beep, and it goes beep. Oh, we've got no short there. That's weird. That's strange. Am I not doing that right? Chat, please just confirm what I'm doing is correct, because bottom should be ground. Bottom should be ground. So if we stick as 0 in there, we've got no short. Oh yeah. Where's the short just then? What the hell? I'm not moving probes. Right, so we've got a short there, which we should have, because you're talking them to end. Oh, short is on the cable itself, not on the board. Ah, okay. Let me. Yeah, I did get it right. Svenska is good. Ah, excellent. Thank you very much for that. He said Pilates is good too. The short is on the cable itself. Cap discharging. Yeah. No, what was striking me as being a bit strange was I thought. Can you see that? I'm not moving them. We've now got a short, which is good, but we've not got a short onto that pin there, which we should have. I thought all the grounds were common on graphics cards, but we've got a short onto there instantly, and then it charges up. But nothing on those. We've got resistor short there. We've got direct short there, which is bottom row again. I know it's difficult to see, but I'm on bottom row there. We've got nothing at all on that one. That's open line. And we've got on there. So we've got this one here is connected to those two, but missing that one. That's not connected to anything. And we've got a 500 ohm resistor short. Yeah, they should all be connected. that should be ground anyway. Is it a sensing pin, not ground? Ah, that'll be why. Oh, sensing pin. Yeah, like they said. I always thought they were all common ground at bottom, but that. So let's check. I've got nothing down here. Let's go back on. I'm still on beep. Let's get a nice little ground just here. Put microscope on. Oh, I might have to see. I've got to turn my microscope on. Just give me 2 ticks. Let me just turn this on and then press microscope. Blinking OBS is shocking. That one's off. That one's now on. Give me a picture. There we go. For whatever reason, OBS is being silly today. The new update on OBS is proving problematic. Right, got nothing on that fuse. Got nothing on there, which is good. That's good. Good. That's ground, which it should be. Nothing on there. Nothing on there. Ground on there, which it should be. Oops. So they're good. So I think that side is okay. I've got it. I've got one, Aussie. Got one. Got one. That's a good point. I've not used it yet. That is a really good point. Oh, that is a really good point. Not James, who's got all the cool toys as well, you see. I watch his videos and buy them as well. You mean that thing, don't you? I've not used it yet at all, so I have no idea. I have no idea what it's supposed to do. Does anybody use one of these? It is a GPU, you are not mistaken. It is a 6600 XT. It is that. That's what the GPU is. Not the riser. Yeah, don't need a riser cable, do I? Oh, is that the riser? Not a lane. No, I thought this. This GPU tester as well. I emulate you, James. Yes. Ah, I need a lane tester then. What's this do then? I bought this because I saw James on it. What's why have I got thanks, good buddy, just come up on there? Don't know. But anyway, that's different. All right, okay. I need to see what that is then, because I've got one of them. I ain't got one of them lane testers. Is that something else I've got to buy? I'll have to buy it. Ah, I've seen those. Yeah, I know what you mean now, Sparta. I know exactly what you are referring to. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to plug this into the power, but not the PCI lane, and just see if the machine will still boot. James is here. Yeah, so you can't mount your card vertical. I thought that was some type of tester. I know that's the riser cable, but I mean that was separate. I've had that donkey's years. I got this one recently because I thought this was some type of tester, because it does have writing on. It'll do. and it's got diagnostic LEDs on it and whatnot. You know, a diagnostic output. I didn't get any instructions with it. I'm sure I didn't. Got a USB cable with it. I've not seen one with displays though. Yeah, it's some type of tester. I think it tests. What's this? Is that instructions at the bottom of my magic box? No, I think I give that one to James. Yeah, I give that one to James. So yeah, that's something different in instructions. I didn't get any instructions with this, so I am not. Oh no, I do have instructions for that. Yeah, because I've got one of them as well, which is a PCIe quick tester as well. It's supposed to diagnose the, give you fault codes on motherboards, which doesn't show fault codes. It's supposed to give you a, you know, the onboard numbering display. That's supposed to do the same, and then you can relate it. I am sure with this, if I plug the card into there, let me grab my telephone, oh gents, one tick.
PCDD, you little shit.
Sorry guys, just customer just on the way. Yeah, I think this too late, I've already hung up. Right, oh, let me read these. That's different. So can't mount your GPU vehicle. I've not seen one with displays. All them LEDs, thought it was a tester 2. We'll explain later. Oh, so, okay, James. I've used those, so you can have a GPU on the board whilst it's connected to PC to test it. Ah, is that all it is? It's like a, right, got you. So use, it works as a riser then, so I don't need it stuck in the board. I just wonder why it had all the displays. Andy is here. Where's Andy? Sorry, just let me message this customer because they want to know if I sell used parts, and I don't. So, I don't. Next text will be, do you know where I can buy from? I will. I'll wait to speak to James on that one then. I think I bought the wrong thing. So what I am going to do, I am going to just plug the power adapter into here, into the customer's power supply, and just turn the computer on, but not plug it into PCI, and just to see if the computer posts still, and then that'll tell me whether. Oh gosh, that's heavy. I've just been sat in front of my heater. That should just highlight whether it's a problem with the card's power or not. Get that in there. Get that in there. Because customers tried this already, so we'll try the same. Oh, Andy's voice, yeah. Oh yeah, the iShip command. I've got you turned down a little bit too much in fairness, so there we go, iShip. So that is now connected via power, but not PCIe. So if all things equal, when I press this button, we should get fan spin. We do. Again, that looks like it's now. I wonder whether it was just fitted wrong. Andy called me a little ship, and because I have a family-friendly stream, I'm referred to as PCDD, you little ship. So exclamation ship is what it is. You see, that's where it comes from. Just discharge any remaining juice from the board, and that's JOOST, juiced. Yeah, polite swearing. So That's what it is. So let's just see that back on. Tell you what, guys, I've got GPU spin as well. I'm going to stick a HDMI in here and stick it onto the screen just to see, because I've now got this wide up so I can reach better. Should we see if we've got any signs of life? It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. Turn that onto there. Microscope. So bottom right hand corner, if we get anything coming up, it will appear there. So bottom right hand corner down here, you should, if we get a screen appear there, we've got fan spin on GPU. That's where we're looking down there. We've got nothing so far. Still nothing so far. Yeah, maybe. He said he had it for 2 to 3 days. There we go. Just full screen. I'm just going to go back to that though, because I don't know what screen it'll boot into. I don't want it to go straight into Windows. For obvious reasons, I'm just going to put it on face. Oh, I can't put it on face cam because I can't see it either. Right, I know it's black screen, but we can see, we can't see, but whatever. Down bottom right hand corner is the desktop. See you later, interesting things. See you later, see you later, see you later, alligator. Make it snappy, crocodile. Is that what they say? We now don't have a picture. Why has the picture disappeared? So we had a post screen, but no picture. That's wonder if the issue what the customer experienced wasn't actually what he was thinking it was. Well, let's just pop the drive out. If this is 5-year-old, like the customer said, yeah, it's an odd one, that. Customer claims it made a crackling noise and then wouldn't come back to life. Card is definitely seated home. It posts, so we can get a post picture. The RAM is in. I don't know whether they've changed it back, but it's posted, so we know RAM's working. So the only thing which is going to stop it after post is generally an OS. So we'll just post it again, and we will see if we can get a keyboard into the BIOS. Let me grab a keyboard and a mouse. There's a moose, a loose about this hoose. So we now have a BIOS screen. So that's plugged into GPU because it's can't see what CPU it is. Plug that in there and plug a mouse in as well. Is Milky going? Yeah, might just not pushed it home fully. I think you might be right. But 3 days of not pushing it home of use, unless he's moved his machine. I'm not too sure. Not too sure at all. CPU. Can we see what CPU? How do I get onto advanced on here? Is it F3? No. F7? No. F10? Got to be one of these. F9? There you go. 5600G. So we do have graphics. So it might be passing the onboard graphics through. What do we think? What do we think? Is it passing the onboard graphics through? Let's get a bootable USB and boot into an OS. Yeah, so is it passing the... I'm looking on a tiny screen like you guys are, so I'm struggling to see everything as well. AMD graphics driver health. Never seen that one before. Don't know what that does. Bit of a odd one for me. Detecting. Oh, he's got another drive in it. Oh, yeah, he's got a SATA drive. You see that plugged in. Let's get a USB plugged into it and see if we can boot into an OS. Reboot, reboot, reboot. You're out of sync, Mookie. Oh, interesting things we're going. Sorry, am I out of sync as well? Continue, yes, and reboot. Right, I think I've got somebody here, guys. So we might have to pause 2 tickles whilst I just see this customer, if that is the case. I'll try and get it booted into some type of diagnostics. Can you hear any background noise on this? My VU meter is rocking and rolling. And I'm just worried that my background noise isn't cutting out right. So let's. Oh, that's not good. Why isn't the keyboard working? Not like that. Why isn't the keyboard working? Unplug the USB, plug it in somewhere else, and see if that'll work this time. There you go. Don't know why it does that, but it does that sometimes. Let's do that one and boot. Ah, that's good. Only a little bit of noise. Thanks, Sparta. I can see my VU meter on OBS peaking in the background. I've got the fan heater on because it's that cold in here. It's really, really cold. I was saying that if you caught it on stream earlier, it was like 3 degrees from my desk earlier. It was so cold. But because it's a converted garage into an office area, that's what's making it a little bit chilly. Right, get the little rodent and see if we can just look round here. I don't really use this for. Just wanted to see if I got a video out, and I've certainly got video out. So if I select OCCT 11, this might give me a hardware breakdown. See if it can see the GPU. I'm just worried that it's passing the onboard GPU. Right, there is somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. Just be 2 ticks, gents. Sorry about this. Sorry, guys. That's one out of the way. Oh, I've opened that door for 2 minutes. Then it's absolutely bitter. Let's have a look. No, nothing. Oh, thanks, cows. I didn't see your comment. Yeah, so I'm worried, or what I'm thinking is that the onboard graphics might just be passing it through into the GPU. So let's just bring the screen back up and get the mouse. See what's on here. And I bet, no, I can't because no graphics cards installed, is there? I don't really use this one for much diagnostic work apart from password resets and a bit of data recovery and whatnot. Is it Specky which tells you your... Or is it Ada? Ada tells me it as well, don't they? So it's all under Ada. I think it's Ada, which should tell me my detected components. Just want to see if it's detecting that GPU. because if it's detecting GPU, we're halfway to seeing whether it's that or not. So display, video codec. No, it's not that one. Devices. And no, it's not going to show me. It's because drivers aren't installed, so I'm not going to be able to see them on here. Does anybody know how to see the graphics card? How the graphics card's detected in non-Windows? It's Windows PE this. Yeah, should show up in device management. Problem is, because it's not Windows as such, it's not showing. It's not showing it all, if that makes a bit of sense. And because I've got no drivers and whatnot installed, did I just say that? I think I did. I think it's probably that one there. I do think it's probably that one. And I bet if I googled that, that would bring it up as the thing. So I think it's detecting it. So let's just see if we can get back into a Windows OS. Yeah, unknown VGA, PCI, eDev, properties, details tab, hardware ID. Yeah, that's what I was just looking at just down there. Because I think it's that one. I think it's that. I think that's basically what it is. So I do think it is. GPU-Z. Again, I don't know whether GPU-Z. So let me see if it's installed. No. I think it's part of CPU-Z under diagnostics anyway. Get off. Yeah, we'll just bang it through here. Can't see. It's that small on screen. Go away. The blinking thing. Graphics. There you go. It is detecting it. Yeah, CPU-Z did say. So it is detecting it there, which is, and it's detecting RAM and everything there. So I think it could be another issue with his. Let me just shut that down. I'm going to put his SSD back in and reboot it into the diagnostics and just. Oh, he's got a SATA interface. Got a SATA interface. I don't know if you can see it on top camera. He's got a SATA interface. NVMe rather than a traditional one. Oh, just not screw off. Yeah, could be that, Farmer. I'm just thinking if it's gone off after 3 days, whether it's something else. So let me boot back into what PSU. He's using it. Well, he tells me it's a Corsair. I ain't actually looked. 500 watt Corsair. Because I then thought, is it? Let's boot back into my diagnostics and then I'll carry on. I can't multitask. I was thinking if he's put it in and used it for a few days, whether and with it going and making a noise like a short, whether it's a power supply issue, not being able to deliver the current. But Corsairs are pretty good. They either work or they don't work. My experience with those. Oh wait, whoa. Carthor and Leaf Farm have both come up with some suggestion. Probably need the unknown device driver. Yeah, right. Yeah, radio 6600. So that was RX 6600. Thank you, Leaf Farmer and Carthor on that one. Try better Windows PE. I've got, that's what I use, Sergey Strelak, or whatever it's called. That's the one I use. I've got several. That's generally my go-to one because it's got a lot of things in it. Yeah, it tells me it's a 500 watt Corsair, so that'll be my next thing. Driver update and corrupted if possible. I don't know, because why would it make the noise? What he's describing. I mean, I can't do that. GPU drivers to remove them. Yeah, DDU in safe mode. In safe mode to remove them. Enter 3 times to get that done. So this should now be booting into. Does it need a 550? Is that what it's stating, Farmer? It could be then. It could just be underpowered. 600. It's a 600. Sorry, 66 XT is the card. So is that down there with needing a 550, not a 500? So we could just be pulling a little bit too much current. I think I've got an 850. Yeah, I've got an 850 in stock, or a 750. I can't remember. I've got a nice 1200 watt EVGA in as well. But I think that's too much for him. That is definitely. Yeah. Oh, it does need that then, right? So it could be that then. Could be that. So if we can get into it, I'm just going to run Crystal Disk just to make sure his hard drives are talking nicely and everything else. So let's just do Crystal Disk info. Reinstall Win from Sergio on new SSD if needed. Yeah, I've got 128 gigabyte. Right, that's his SSD. And wait, I've got somebody else at my door, guys. Just bear me 2 ticks. I'll have to just grab this. 1 tick. Yeah, got a little tiny one.
PCDD, you little shit.
Yeah, got a little tiny one. Right, gents, sorry about that. Just another collection. That's that one is my. I think I've got 4 more drop-offs today, but no more collections. So get that in the bin. The bin. Who did that? Was that Carthor by any chance? Small don't work on this one. I don't think do I have a small? I can't remember. It's iShoot.
That was the happiest day of my life.
Thank you, Ralph. Very grand.
Oh, that is a Falcon. That is a Falcon. Oh, does it work just small? I can't. Remember. Oh yeah, small is. I got a tiny one. Yeah, that's one of mine, isn't it? Yeah, Farmer. The RAM is in wrong slots. I noticed that as well. I just didn't want to move it whilst it's clearly booting and working. So we will have a go at that. I think the issue might be that. So let me grab a Windows. I've got a test Windows install on my devices down here, and not that one. Oh, I've got that many. Like everybody, you end up with loads, don't you? Windows drives. I must have 60 or 70 M2 drives, and I just keep thinking I need to put Windows on one of them, and I never get round to it because I always think I need to put Windows on one of them. Windows 11 test, that'll do. 2 terabyte drive, so we'll stick that one in. We'll stick that in, and we'll see if we can boot it into Windows. So get that one off, get that shut down. Just close that down and get his moose. I think this might be a drive issue rather than anything else, but I think he'll probably need a drive and even maybe what is the symptoms? Right, the symptoms were, Farmer, customer fitted a new graphics card. He didn't have a GPU before, he was just using the onboard one, and he was, because it's a 5600G Ryzen CPU, so he's treated himself to a new graphics card, which is a shiny, I think used RX 6600 XT GPU, which is sat here. Used it for 2 to 3 days, I think he said 3 days, and then all of a sudden it went and went off. So he didn't switch it on, or says he didn't switch it on again, and then brought it to me. So that is what we are just having a look at now. So just back onto here. That is certainly coming onto the post screen better. Now that drive I've put in has got Windows 11 on it, and it's my test environment Windows 11, and it's booted straight into the wrong OS. Yeah, I'm going to move the RAM. How do you reckon? Well, it's actually, I just want to see if it'll boot into Windows. At the moment, it's only posting into into there. So I'm going to just exit that, and the other thing I'm going to do. Oh, my sister's ringing. Just 1 second, chap. Oh, she's hung up. That's fine. I'm going to just disconnect his mechanical drive, just so I am not getting confused with any other drives which are sat in there. Yeah, not done that yet. It's because the customer complained it was a power issue that it wouldn't even power after he'd done it. He turned it off because it wouldn't power, and only fans would spin. So I'm just going to see if I can get it to boot into Windows. So we'll just post it again. I'll get into the BIOS and we'll select the thing. Yeah, it's only running pretty slow as well. I will move it across just to give him optimum performance, but right, this should be Windows now on the drive I've fitted onto the new NVMe. So yeah, I will move the RAM slots across to the 0 and 1 just to give him best possible performance. This will need to install some drivers, but as we can see, we are getting into Windows, which is always good. So let me just run a Snappy and Ventoy and Snappy, which is sat here, and that one. This should bang me my GPU drivers across as well. Yeah, allow. I think I updated that this morning. Select all. Install. Let me just bank GPU drivers on, and then we'll just give it a quick test, and we'll see if we can get it to do the same things. I had a weird case on a B550. It would crash with RAM in wrong slots. Must have been a BIOS specific bug with RAM allocation. Faster boot also, faster SSD controller, I bet. Yeah, I do like it in 0 and 1. Some motherboards do actually say put it into 0 and 2. Some do say put it in 1 and 3. I think it depends how the motherboard's wired, but traditionally it's always 0 and 2 as your channel for your RAM. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do comparable tests on it to see if it does give better performance, but I know that's what it is. And I suppose when we're wringing every single little piece of performance out of your system, you might as well take advantage of it. That's not installed yet. It's installing. So this 6600 XT, is this comparable with a, well, that screen, because it's gone black. That's a driver now, what's installed, and the screen has gone off. I think this is a fault with his graphics card. He said that's normal for AMD cards. That's HDMI out, HDMI back in. Still no picture. I'm going to onboard because it is a G thing. Right, have we got anything on board? No. Still nothing even on board. Yeah, card could be an issue. Yeah, well, I've been into PE, but I ain't got drivers for PE. Windows was working until I installed the driver, and I would agree. I think it looks like his card. It looks like a used card, I will state, because the card is very dusty. So I'm wondering whether he's bought a card, which is. I'm booting from on board now, by the way, not from the card. I'm in here, plugged in down here. So I'm just wondering whether we're going to get a BIOS screen. We're not even getting a Gigabyte logo, are we? I'll pop card out next if it doesn't post, and if it posts with that, I think it's going to be a card issue. Let's just drain the board. Pop the card out. Yeah, we'll reset CMOS next. We'll just see if we get a post. Bottom right hand corner we're looking for down here. If we get anything, it should appear down there. Just while we're on wide angle view. Yeah, I'll actually take RAM out and just use one piece. Right, so we now have. If we go back to microscope, we now have, this is on board. I'll have a look in my display manager just to see if it brought any errors up on the GPU. Show hidden. Uninstall that one because that was probably another one I had on test. Yeah, I think he's bought it off eBay as well, by the looks of it. Mookie, I think that's where he's got it on. It needs to be on furthest slot, yeah. Yeah, I will. I'll just stick it into. I'll stick it into the whatchamacallit, the single channel. But I honestly don't think it's a. I don't think it's a RAM issue. So that it's detecting it in Windows because we're obviously not plugged in now, so we're fine on that. And it looks like the driver got installed absolutely fine. Looks like it got installed fine. So let me just shut this back down. Shut down, and we'll. Yeah, it don't really matter, but I agree. It is uncommon, but we'll stick it into single channel mode. So we'll move them both and just put one back in. just in case one is a little bit iffy. We'll just try and post. God, that's a bit stiff to get in there. Wow. I had a customer once, and you're probably aware of this, that DDR RAM is slightly curved here. See where slots are? And anybody who's done this will probably know. And I had a customer thought it was wrong, so he took a file and smoothed all that off, rubbed it on sandpaper until it were all one level, and then said it didn't work. So yeah, I'm going to try PSU next. So we are back. It's now booting with 1 stick of RAM and internal graphics. Yeah. But do you know what though, cows? You only know what you know, don't you? You only know what you know. And he bought RAM and it didn't work, so he thought that was problem, that it was because it was manufactured wrong. That's what he thought. It had been built wrong. Which you can understand. There is some logic in it. You look at something, and you know, if it doesn't quite look right, it doesn't quite look right, does it? So I have just plugged the card back in. So we should. I'm leaving it on internal graphics though. So I am still plugged in down here. Not that one. That one there. I'm still plugged into internal, even though we've got card back in now. But as we can see in bottom right hand corner, try and point like this, we've still got no picture. Yeah, there is. I think a lot of people look on internet for everything, and he might have looked, but then again, he might have just thought, well, oh, that was weird. Ah, now GPU fans have stopped spinning. Still not posted though, as we can see. Yeah, it's not giving picture on either. I think it's a fault on card. I'm going to try power supply next, just to make sure. Right, it's going in. It must be going into more than. Take that one out, so I don't need that in. Ooh. I am in the furthest slot away. Single channel mode at the moment. Right, so it's now posting into Windows. I'm plugged into GPU now. But I just need to see which one it's detecting. God, that's tiny. I'm going to have to slide over here. Oh, I always thought single channel were just one piece. Educating me on that one. Device manager. God, this is tiny because resolution has changed. Can't see it myself. It is device manager. I'm going to have to change that picture back because I cannot see it for the life of me. Display settings and 175% will do because I'm blind as a bat. Right, it's now detecting the card. That's a bit weird, why it's now detecting card. When it weren't detecting it before. Yeah, it might do. Might need an update on BIOS. Could be. I think the thing is, we've changed two things at once, haven't we, Carthor? I think so. You might be right on that. you might be right on that. That it could be a RAM issue. So we'll just stress the GPU for a couple of minutes, because what this will do is I'm just going to do a combined one on this. Monitoring stability. No, stability testing. Power. That's the one I want. Because I've changed screen resolution, I can see it, but I cannot see the thing. So let me knock this down to... Oh, go away, you stupid thing. You stupid thing. I can see chat ticking in me peripheral vision. You just have to... Hold on, so I can read. Pretty sure it's not. Put one RAM in A2, then second in B2 if dual. Or one of the RAMs has an error. Yeah, it could be. That's what I'll test next. It's RAM. Didn't notice that you changed two things. Yeah, I noticed I changed the RAM and I put I plugged directly into the card. Yeah, it could be CPU for PCI lanes. It could be controller on motherboard as well. You're right on that, Cows. Doesn't explain why it worked originally and then didn't, unless it was not pushed and it had a RAM issue. Yeah, I've got mem test. Oh, I've just looked away and it's now gone blank. A screen. Ah. Ew. Tell you what. I don't know if you can see movement on that, chat. That's HDMI. Plug is incredibly loose. Just going to get my DP to HDMI plug connector. Yeah. Let's just plug a connector in just to remove the possibility that it's the HDMI lead which is at fault. Shut windows down. Yeah, it could be a bad port. It's nice. Well, it's got some resistance coming out. Let's go back into DP, which is nice and solid. Let's just repost it. Yeah, we'll test the PSU next. I've got a couple of temporary ones to do that with. We're not getting any post though, bottom right hand corner, and we should. Yeah, we're on the right thing. Getting no post. This is what it was doing before. Windows does seem like it's posting. Let's just discharge my board until we go to no lights, and then I can pull RAM out. Single RAM is second from CPU, so it's that one there. Don't want it. God, that's so tight. So I'm now in that slot there, you can see. So one slot here, then RAM, and then two additional slots at that side. So I should be in single channel mode. Oh yes, don't forget to press the thing. Do you know what I will do? I'll just get a little tiny speaker. I've got a little tiny speaker. I've got a board speaker. If I can find one wire on. Why do my wires always fall off? Don't know why. Yeah, got a little tiny one. I've got a little tiny one. I certainly have. Let me shove that in that hole there. Put it in the right way so it'll have a good chance of working. We've now got a diagnostic speaker in. Yeah, the like and go subscribe is a very much needed thing at the moment. I have lost 3 subscribers over the festive period. I don't know where I've put them. I've looked under the sofa and everywhere. I can't find them anywhere. Can't find them anywhere. Right, we've got diagnostic speaker now, so at least I can hear it. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, CMOS reset next. We're not even getting a beep. Not even getting a beep. Battery reset now. Oh, we have picture. No, it's not coming up with post screen. Right, so we're in display port. Oh. Yeah. Ooh. I'm going to shut that down and bang a screw-in card. Because I don't like that. It seems to be a bit temperamental. And I don't like it when it's temperamental. Let me get a screw. Oh. One of them will do. At least it's a big one and I can see it. Could be a slot issue. If it's been a bit rough with it, at least that's locking it into the slot a bit more now. Give it a reboot of that. See if that comes back up. Yeah. We're now in DisplayPort though, not HDMI. So I don't think it's HDMI port, even though the HDMI port is incredibly loose. It's not that. They're all taped up and everything. It's one I've been using it a long time. So I don't think it's my end, my other end, which goes into me splitter. Because they're zip tied up. So there's no, I can waggle the cable, it won't make any difference. I think it's more to do with maybe this. I think it's to do with that. Okay, let me try another cable. I have a spare, so it's not a massive thing to do. Unplug that from there and plug that back one in there. This is one I've used this morning. Right, we're now in, so let me just try another reboot. This is a working cable from what I used this morning on 2 other desktop PCs. For some reason the BIOS screen isn't coming up down here. It's going straight onto Windows, but that could just be because graphics card doesn't support it without a driver for whatever reason, I don't know. So we're just waiting for yeah, I've been. I'm still leaning towards it being a card issue, you know. Still leaning towards it being a card issue. I don't think that's going to post. I've got no voltage to the card. Oh, 12 volts there, that's better. I wasn't detecting it a second ago. 12 volts, yeah, I have ignored what I'm saying. I have got voltage to the card. Try another PSU, yeah. I'm going to try resetting the BIOS. Cap locks to see if it posted or not. Yeah, it's posted, it's alive. But no, if you can see that. So caps locks is working. So it's not a hardware issue, it's not the board. Speaker's not beeping, but that could just be a fault on speaker. Get that one plugged and plug that into the board because it is a G CPU. See if that one comes up in the bottom right corner. I doubt whether it will. Can anybody remember off the top of their head what the key combination is to reset the Windows graphics? Is it Shift Control and up arrow or something like that? Or is it Shift Windows Control and up or something like that? I can't remember key combination. Take that card out and put another card in. Yeah. Windows Control Shift B, that's it. Or something like that. I'm going to take that out. So I'll grab a spare test card. I have many. I must have 25 cards, so I have plenty of cards. Put a 1050 in it. My trusted 1050. 1060, I think. I use this all the time for testing, and I love it. Get that in there, and get my cable plugged in. See if it'll post. Bottom right hand corner, guys. Let's see if it'll post. Can't understand why its speaker's not beeping, unless it's a faulty speaker. Windows Control, yeah, that's the reset, isn't it? That's the reset on there. Just bear me 2 ticks, guys. Got a telephone, oh call, oh.
PCDD, you little shit.
Sorry, gents. Yeah, that's even my card, and that's not working. Thanks, Carthor. Thank you, James, for that. I am remembering to try and hit the button. Oh, I just shouted then, didn't I? That probably just deafened everyone. Sorry about that. Better whisper. Let's disconnect that power. Now it's just doing silly things. Right. Card out. Oh, get that there. Let me see if I can reset the BIOS, which is that one just there, and we'll take BIOS battery out. Can't resist it, can you, Calthor? Can't resist it. Right, so I am in my... Still in my new cable. Replacement card, new cable, no BIOS battery, so BIOS has been reset. So what I should get, because it won't detect it in there, I'll need to be in there. Because it won't detect it in the GPU slot. I'm starting to think. Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think it's compatible. I'm testing it with the onboard one at the moment. I don't think it's UEFI compatible for BIOS. I'm thinking it's motherboard or CPU. We'll swap that piece of RAM back out. So it's not even giving me any post beeps or anything like that. Not giving me any, and it should. Trying to get this back on. So that's the diagnostic speaker back on. Right, so we've got no display card, and let's just see if we can get this back. Got no beeping, got no BIOS battery. Is it going to be one of these silly ones which won't post without a BIOS battery? Like some don't. Very rarely nowadays. Let's test my BIOS battery just to see if there's any lifing of that. There's 3.2 volts in there, so it's not that. Yeah, it is posting. It is posting. I've only successfully managed to reflash one GPU. I've only attempted to. One I just couldn't find a flash file for, even though the one on the, I think it was Bad Caps or somewhere like that, said it was the correct one, and it just wasn't. And the other one I managed to flash it. That was an all-in-one PC. An all-in-one. Where did I drop that RAM? It's there. Right, this is the other stick of RAM. So we'll stick that in here in single channel mode. We'll get that back in. We'll get that flicked on. We'll get that turned on. Voila! As if by magic. We'll see if that gives us a picture. I'm still on onboard graphics there, and it should. What kind of noise was it that happened when it died? He said it was like a crackle, like a fizzle crackle. He had, thinking about it, I did say, did you check the power lead in the back? And he said, yeah, because we just moved it. So next thing I'm going to try is a replacement power supply. Yeah. Let me grab a second display. Oh, has this got? No. Go back to me old trusty. Ouch. It's major note stuff you congregate, accumulate over the year. Yeah, it's posting though. Posting. I've got, if you look at, I can activate and deactivate cap lock. So it's a BIOS screen or something. So let's just plug a TV in, and I'm just going to plug that out. I've got this on my knee, guys, because I can't get this on shot very easily. I will show you if it comes up. So this is just an old, I've used this years. All right, sorry, no, I didn't catch that one. Sorry, on there. Oh, symptoms right now don't match the customer's no, I don't. They do. No reason to suspect PSU with symptoms right now. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a bit strange. He's explaining one issue, which just hasn't manifested at all, because basically it's posted. But now we seem to have regressed. He said it made a fizzle noise and display went off. And he never turned it on again. But then he's saying that it didn't turn on again because he had a black screen. So I'm just kind of running through the conversation in my head. The fizzle sound, I don't know whether he's not imagine that, but you tend to think of things afterwards, don't you? When it's like that. But saying that, guys, I've had a lot of instances where it's the CPU. It'd been a G version. Yeah, I think you're right on that one. The fizzle is PSU or GPU likely. More often than not PSU with that, I found. Yeah, it could be coil wine, but there's no evidence of it now. And GPU has again been working. If it had coil wine, I know I'm a bit deaf, but if it had coil wine, it would be doing it when it did reboot, rather than doing it now. So yeah, but there's no. I'm just going to give it another post. So that's off altogether. Give it another one. I'm just going to see if this other second monitor, because I'm plugged straight into this monitor now to on board. Do you know what the next thing I'm going to do? I'm going to swap his CPU. It's from Cocoon, yeah. Right, I've got nothing at all on there, but I'm gonna edge my bets, and I'm thinking it's CPU now. So I'm gonna pop his CPU out because it's relatively quick and easy to change, and I'm gonna try a CPU. It's only 4 screws in to swap a CPU, as we know, and see if Crusty Gaming PSU, yeah. Because I don't think it's a BIOS issue. Boards coming to life and computers posting, so it's definitely along the output side. Now, with the output on the GPU and internal not working, if it was an issue with the internal CPU, that might be stopping. There you go. That might be stopping it all working. That's dry as a bone. So it is a 5600G. It's in there. Let's grab a test CPU. We will put in a 3600 as a test CPU. Close that down. Put my 10 whatever it is back in. And we'll plug that into there. Plug the other end of this into... Yeah, definitely need a new thermal paste. Definitely need a new thermal paste. Flick that over and we will post. Alright, so bottom right hand corner, let's see if it posts with the new GPU. I know I've not got any heatsink on it. But I'm hoping by the time we get a picture. We've now got a beep. We didn't have a beep before. We've now got a post beep. That's the first time I've heard a post beep. Stick a temporary heatsink on. Yep, CPU. I think that's where we're leading the assumption at the moment. Stick a great big chunk of aluminium or aluminum on there. So bottom right hand corner, we are plugged into GPU. Still not might be UEFI compatible, so I'm hoping that I can get through to the Windows install rather Windows screen. That's it, booting again. I've done F1, I've saved up settings. Is it F2 to skip that? Can't remember. Can I go to Windows? I can never remember. You know when you put a new CPU in a computer? HD. Let's see if I've got a DVI converter. I should have. Repair computers, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Do it for a living, they said. Who said that? So what's on the board? No. No. You guarantee I've got every other plug that one I want. No. Oh, that might work. Plug that in there. Plug that out of there. And plug that in there. Oh no, it won't work in there. Because I ain't got... No, I don't think I've got the right... I ain't got my right adapter. Oh, no. Thought I didn't. I haven't. I'm going to try his graphics card. I need to know what key it is to... do you know when it comes up with you've installed a new CPU and it says press F1, what's the key to skip? Is it F2 or is it escape? I can't remember. I don't remember which one it is, whether it's F2 or escape. So I think this is sat at... I think this is sat at a BIOS screen. Yeah, it is. It's sat at BIOS screen. And that shut back down. Let me grab another card. What I believe is... I should be able to stick me into BIOS, this one. Turn that on. Just for the fact that I've got a BIOS beep is... That's graphics card issue, so that card it don't like, so we'll take that one out. If that card's faulty, shouldn't be. I've used it plenty of times. Stick this one in. And that one just there. Get back round to that one just into there. Let's see if we can get some life. We're looking for a picture in the bottom right hand corner and we're looking for a single beep. I wonder if I've got a 50... Oh. I think I've got a Suffix CPU actually. I could always pop in. We've got a 5500, a 3600. That's not a Ryzen. And we've got a 5700G, so I can always bang that in. So at least I've got onboard graphics. So at least I can get into the BIOS. Because I think that's what's stopping me at the moment. It's sitting at the F1 to configure screen. Just stick that one on there. 2 ticks. HDMI into there. Now hopefully onboard graphics. Bottom right hand corner, if it has worked, should come to life. We are hoping anyway. Right, that's now. That's coming up with a. It's 3 RAM or GPU. We'll go back to the one which was working, which is that cable just there. Come on, get it in the hole. Press that one. That one out. That's the one I did just shove in. This is the one I was using before. Right, so we've got different CPU, we've got RAM in a different slot. It's now posting, but we still can't get a picture on screen. And this is a G suffix CPU. So this one should kick out a picture for me. This is a 5600G. Just try a 5700G just to be sure. I think we're going to start agreeing that if it's not the CPU, it's not the RAM, it's not the graphics card. What's the other commonality? Got to be the board. So I'll swap the board. I've got a spare board. I can swap the board. Yeah. Do you think it's still... Because it's posting. I can hear it posting. It's giving me a single beep to post. And keyboard's working. Oh. And it's giving me... It's just not kicking a display out. Reflash the BIOS, yeah. But would the BIOS actually stop it? Yeah, I've tried it on a monitor as well, James. I've got a spare monitor down here. I've already tried it on, and it's not doing that either. It's I can't get the monitor in shot because it's big and bulky. But certainly, yeah, I'm back onto old cable now as well, Lead Farmer, to just to make sure that it wasn't the new cable. I had used that new cable twice this morning, in fairness, so I did note new cable worked. It's getting a bit cumbersome now with cabling. Just to try and lead all cables round now. It's not the easiest thing. So I'm back on original cable. I've got a monitor on my knee, so I'll just try. Right, source on here. It's auto selecting, but yeah, it's no cable connectors. It just doesn't see anything. HDMI. Right. It was going. It was getting stuck at the. It was getting stuck at the. Got the F1 screen for new CPU. It was getting stuck at the. Whatchamacallit screen. Oh, what's it called? I'm just getting this into Windows now. TPM screen. Right, I'm into Windows now. So I'm going to... You can see, just in Windows on spare monitor. I'm just going to disconnect that and try and plug it into the capture card. Yeah, it don't want to shove it out to capture for whatever reason. Yeah, this one's it's not got VGA. It's got this DVI. So so that right. So yeah, it just don't like it on capture. Which is strange because it weren't working on that one either. So let's I'm going to shove that out of the way because I know HDCP bug. Yeah, it could be. It could well be. Plug that one back into there and sling this onto here. Right, I do have. You have picture. A bit of a crude way of doing it, but at least we can see that we have picture. Stick these two. This is not his CPU. I will stress this is my CPU. So I'm gonna just shut the computer down. And then we're going to put his CPU back in. See if I can get it posting on his CPU. If I can get it posting on his CPU, we will then... Yeah, it is. It must be that. It must be... Did I have... No, mine was 3600. His was a 5600G. That's what he had. So we now know it posts on there with a 57. Why is it? Is that right? You put a CPU in, it tries to post instantly. I didn't think that was right, but hey, let's just stick a chunk of aluminum on there with a bit of a fan blowing through it to keep it cool. There you go. Right, look. It's not the prettiest way of doing it, but hey, we'll reset that. Yeah, I've never known them come to life instantly, but what it is. Should be able to get onto Windows on here, and we can by the looks of it. This is his CPU now. Right, so we're now in Windows. So we'll close Windows down. Close. Close. Onboard Windows, his CPU. I want to get his graphics card plugged in. If I can get that out of the way, but still post with the internal card. Is that right? I've never known that. I've never, yeah, didn't know that turn off. So again, every day is a school day for that one. Thank you. Yeah, I'm only going to put it in the slot to start with, just to see if I can still post Cartho, because I'm still on internal graphics. So it is posting on internal graphics. I just want to see if I can get into Windows. I'll shut it down, put power. Yeah, it's not posting with no power. I don't want it to. It's still on internal graphics, not on discrete card yet. That's what I wanted to test. Just make sure there wasn't an issue with the whatchamacallit. What's it called? Connector. We'll bang a little bit of juice in it. Come on, yeah, blinking thing. I can fix that like that. Right, so now I'm just going to power again onto internal. Speakers catching that. Right. So interesting. Soon as I apply power to the card, it don't want to post. It's trying. That's the speaker you can hear clicking, which is just catching. Yeah, let's try PSU. That's got to be next protocol. This is a 750, what I use for testing. PSU. Never let me down. It is a wonderful, wonderful power supply. I don't know where I got it from. I think think this I have had about, I don't know how many years. I've had it a long time, and I mean I only use it for testing, but it's just been a wonderful, wonderful PSU for testing. See if we can get them in that hole down there without too much hassle. Come on, no light down there, so I can't see what I'm doing. I'm doing it off guidance, using the force. That one disconnect. Main plug in, like so. Get my GPU plugged in as well. Just leave my keyboard there for 2 minutes. Didn't want it on top. There will be some rattling because I'll tell you now, that cable will catch at the back. Main power out, power. And plug it in. So, we've got exactly the same setup as we had a few moments ago, where it posted and then didn't post when I did it to this. No. Onboard video didn't show, right. We won't get... It's coming up with a GPU error. And we've got no picture. Ignore clicking if you can hear it on mic, it's just my... Yeah. As soon as we connect GPU power up, it comes up with a 3 beep, 1 long and 2 short, I think it is, which I think is a... It's had BIOS reset, so should it still do that? I'm on internal graphics, remember, not external graphics, so shall I try it on? Let's try it on there. Right, we have picture now. Oh, that little speaker's going to do my nuggeting. If you can hear that tapping away, I'm really sorry, gents. Right, I've gone into recovery mode. Oh, go away, you blinking thing. Yeah. I wonder if I sling that in there and press that button there. No, I was hoping that we could get dual monitor showing up, but it's not. Oh, it's gone off completely now. No, gone off completely. Yeah, gone off completely. Fix that wire. Yeah, it's the speaker. You know, the little speaker I've put in just to do the beep. That's what it is. Right, I have picture now. Just annoying that I can't show you on there, but we do have a picture. And we have graphics card detected. Do a quick restart. I'm hoping bottom right hand corner of the screen, I've got DP port plugged into that. And I've got HDMI plugged into, both from graphics card into yeah, no, it's only coming up on here. It's not coming up on display port for whatever reason. I really don't know. Don't know at all, but it's what it is. So we do have a picture. We have picture. Yeah, that's completely dead. I wonder why that's dead, but anyway. You've got to say, I've got one sat up on shelf. In fairness, a broken one as well. I've got a broken one, so I'm gonna try. So the thing, what we've successfully done now is new power supply, which would then lead itself into the thing what the customer's been saying, which is he heard a fizzle and it stopped working. I'm going to connect customer power supply back up for one last test in exactly the same scenario. Actually, let me see if I can bring up OCT on here, and if I can, and do a quick power test with OCCT. I can't get this under camera because everything's balancing on case. That's about as best as we're going to make this shot. Sorry, gents, looking down at my crutch. Let me see if I can zoom down a little bit. Right, it's about as best as we're going to make it, but right, just put it through a power test. What obviously we all know what that'll do. It'll put maximum on everything, won't it? We'll just see if we can. It's pulling 80 watts on CPU and 110. So it's pulling 200 watts really, which is nothing. Right. Shut it down, put customer's power supply back in. Right, so as customer's power supply, you need to put that back in there and do that. Stick that down there. Yeah, that's what we're gonna try. See if it's got no post with the old power supply. That, in fairness, that's what I'm hoping it's going to do, is no post, to reaffirm what we're testing. I just don't want to disturb much. That's one advantage of cutting them off; they just pull out. There we go. I'll tell you what, that cable were a bit warm. Which cable did I just grabbed them, which were really hot. Felt like one of the plugs were really hot. I don't know why. That one down there. That one in there, and GPU. We will get the clicking again because of the little tiny diagnostic speaker I've plugged in, but I don't really want to move the card just to do it, just in case it's a slot issue. Right, so what this should do is, if I can get this back up here now, if it works, right, that's posting, it's clicking. Obviously we know it won't. Let's see if we can put it under a power test. It's a bit of an odd view, so yeah, but you get what I'm trying to achieve. OCCT, yes. Power, start, 10-second countdown. Still got a display port plugged into my splitter, but it just don't want to play ball. I don't even think Microscope's playing ball at the moment, in fairness. Don't know why. Wonder if me Start. Okay. It's ramping up. We are pulling 80 watts on CPU and 110 watts. So it's nowhere near what it needs to be. Right, what I am going to try is a little bit of jiggery pokery. Bring Task Manager up so we can see something live with a timer on. That'll do. It's got a timer on. I've just brought that up just so I can see if it stops. Right, that's me moving the card about, so it's not the card. I'm convinced that card's okay. We've reseated CPU. We've got a customer's PSU in it. We've got a customer's CPU, and we've got a customer's RAM, and we've got a customer's graphics card. So I don't think it's a slot issue. I don't think it's a cable issue for the HDMI port on the card, because that's still working. We've got one stick of RAM in there. So I think next protocol's got to be the RAM, hasn't it? Next one is the RAM. Let me go back to 2 sticks of RAM, and we will do a RAM test on it then and see if we get another issue. I will put it in the configuration that is recommended. Get that stick of RAM because I think that fell. Oh, I need a bigger desk. There it is. There it is. Move that off. Flicked off, discharge. So where are we putting this RAM? Are we putting in slot 0 and 2, or are we putting it in 1 and 3? Yeah, I'll put CPU cooler back in a second. Just to see. Far left. Right, so it is that one. It's going in there. So let's boot back up. So again, nothing's changed now apart from stick of RAM. Obviously, my hard drives. We've got the nice rattle of the speaker and the fan. I speak UK English also. That's all right, then we won't hold it against your lead. So I'll just do a quick diagnostic check on here. Yeah, you say grey, we say grey, but they're both pronounced as grey. You've probably got the more correct phonetically spelt word, in fairness, spelling it as it sounds. So it's just banging quick memory test up to 94%. Do one of them. This will just saturate my RAM. Just give that a minute to run. No errors so far. I turn that one off, we might see it a little bit better. Apart from my ugly mug in the top. Do you know tyre became tyre about 150 years ago? Is that what it was? But tyre and tyre means different things. TYRE is a round rubber thing you put on cars. Well, I shouldn't say rubber, should I? but a round circular black thing you put on a wheel on a car or any other mode of transport, where TIRE means one of those. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. There was a question on one of the quizzes I was doing the other day, and it was I know it was on TV. I was watching it on Only Connect, and it was the words which are spelt with one letter difference in American, and all the words that you taken a letter out was all correct. We were just extra letters, but in the UK, we have so many extra letters in words. There's somebody on YouTube called Rob's Words. Brilliant. He's got 4 million subscribers, and he does the history of words. It's a bit anarchy, but he's really good presenting style and everything like that. Rob's Words, have a look. But he does kind of histories of words and whatnot, and just different things. He's done one recently, why animals can't talk but nearly can. I've not watched that one yet, but he's done a YouTube video about American English words as well, but they're all reasons why they are spelt phonetically. Right, so that's been running 2 minutes now. God, I rabbit on Nona, and that one's not died. So I'm going to test my video RAM. No GPU supporting. What? How can you not support that? Device manager. So I've got a 6600 XT. I can't do a video RAM because it says no GPU supporting OpenCL2 have been found. Even though it's detected as a 6600 XT. So am I right in thinking a 6600 XT doesn't support OpenCL2? That seems quite a mission, if that is the case. Seems like a strange. Yeah. I've only ever seen that on. Check device. It's showing in Device Manager. Showing in Device Manager as a 6600. I know it's difficult for you guys to see on here because I'm obviously zooming in on a screen. But it's definitely that card. It's got September 25 drivers in it, so it's not a driver issue, and it's definitely now it's full version of Windows 11, fresh install. It's one I use for testing. Driver date's 25th of September last year, so it's a relatively recent driver. I can't see it being a driver issue. No, it's got the 6600 XT drivers in it. It's a 6600 XT. C++. .NET 4 needed. Yeah, I mean, Windows 11 should install. Plug a network in. Let me have a look. Let's let that come to life. Do that and do keyboard. 6600 XT driver. There you go. I ain't got me number locks on. Oh my gosh, can't type for toffee today. Get off there. 6. There we go. AMD drivers. Yes, reject. I want that one. No, I don't want that. Let's do that one. pretty speedy internet, so it shouldn't take too many minutes to do. Let's keep an eye out on that. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure at this point. Try DDU tool. Yeah, I might need to do that. Does the board have a second slot? No, it's got two just miniature ones basically. It wouldn't open if it didn't have NOT. Right, okay. Could be. Let me. It's the only one I've got which tests VRAM. In fairness, let me put this latest driver on. Zoom out. I don't like it when I can't use my capture card. Why is it not coming through my capture card? Even my microscopes stopped working on my capture card, in fairness. Oh, somebody at my door, guys. Just give me 2 ticks, sorry. Oh, sorry about that, gents. Just got another one coming. I'll just put this through here because I do not have room in my orifice for it. Gosh, it's cold in here. Right, sorry guys. So I'll just do that one, I'm not bothered about sound. And we'll do a quick restart just to see that's latest drivers on there, and we'll see how we're getting on with that. So that one what's just come in, he's tried to do a factory reset on his computer, but it gets to 75% and it undoes changes. So he's tried it from a USB and it gets to 75% and undoes changes. So I can't understand how he's done it on USB if it's doing that, but hey, we will get there. We will get there. Well, that's just I would say relatively straightforward. I've got a laptop over there which is relatively straightforward one. Oh yeah, that's all. OCP kicks in, disable it in the adrenaline panel. Okay. I take it second PSU didn't cure the problem. Well, it did, but then we connected customer's original PSU up and it still worked. Then we're now on customer's PSU. So in fairness, we're on customer's PSU, customer's CPU, customer's RAM, customer's graphics card. So we're on everything the customer has brought to us, apart from we've had everything in and out. Yeah, I don't think he's booted from USB on that one either. Fair enough. I'll just bang a Mivento in and dispart the disk and put Windows 10 on, which is what he's asked for to do that. So let me just boot OCCP up again. Sorry, OCCT up again. And yeah, GPU's definitely recognising everything. As I don't know what you can see from there. It's a pain in the backside when it doesn't show you correctly, but everything's showing on there. Don't want to do that. Don't need to do that. Video RAM. It's doing video RAM now. Must have been driver issue. Yeah, might needed that. Might need a BIOS update. Is the slot damaged as a customer installed the card? I thought it was, in fairness, as well, because when we were knocking it before, it was going off. But I've just given it a massive waggle, and it's not moving anywhere. Because we thought it would port as well, so there's a few things. It didn't work at one point before swapping CPU. Again, pretty sure it was display issue. Yeah. Fan sound wire, yeah, is what he heard. Maybe. No firmware updates for it. Okay. By the way, not good having the license. You are probably right. I use it very rarely, in fairness. I tend to use a couple of other bits. How much is it? How much is this one? I've never looked into buying it, in fairness, because I use it that rarely. I tend to use my diagnostic stuff on my other thing. Yeah, you can stress test them all, Sparta. I'm just stress testing the video RAM at the moment, just to make sure it wasn't a VRAM issue with that. I'm only going to give it a minute testing VRAM. I've stress tested the system RAM, and we've done power and GPU and CPU. So it was. Is that all it is? £3 to £4 for a Windows key. Oh my gosh, it was a no-brainer, isn't it? I'll just buy it. Yeah, Firmark. I've got Firmark as well. So I've got Firmark. I am sure I've got Firmark on here. Oh no, I ain't got. Where's my Firmark gone? Firmark download. We'll just download it. Yeah, OCCT license. Yeah, it is. I think this one is. This one's active. Yeah, it's an active. I've got an active license for this one, for this Windows 11. It is active. It's my OCT. Yeah, that one there. OCCT license. I will. I rarely use it. But I will have a look at that. Let's download the latest one of these. Allow. Don't want to do that. Show notifications and that one. I have got new broadband being fitted tomorrow. Faster broadband. Should be 1,000 up and 1,000 down. I don't like Windows 11 at all. I only put it on this one because I thought if I use it on here, I'll get used to it. I still don't like it. Mine's not done. I think it's downloaded right one though. On there. MS Info 32. Okie dokie. I think this is. 200. Ignore the clicking because we know that's just the speaker. 200 FPS. I don't think that's too bad in fairness. Bear in mind, it's a shockingly bad monitor. It's probably going to run at 720p or something. It is just yeah, you can see resolution down here. It's really poor monitor this. 63 degrees with a hotspot of 80. I think that is more than adequate. So MS Info. Right, what is it you want me to check on MS Info? Yeah, I'll have a look at it. I thought, it's a few years since because I don't use it that often, I thought I looked at the price, it was about £500-600. And at the time, I just thought, do you know, for something I might use once every 3 or 4 months, it was something I thought I couldn't warrant the expense on. I think if I were using it daily or maybe once a week or a couple of times a week, maybe. So that's where I was thinking on there, on that one. Let's have a look on here. So we have a I'm not too sure what you is it the BIOS version that you're after on here? F63A 2022 for this one. It appears, yes, Microsolder. Yeah, it appears that the card is now working. It's had a VRM test, it's had a BIOS test, and it's had VRM, CPU, power supply, motherboard. It's tested everything. The only thing which I have not got in at the moment, everything else is customers, apart from the hard disks now. So it needs a BIOS update, does it? So it's a Gigabyte B450 DS3H. We're at 450. I've got memory of a sieve. B450M. 450M. Yeah, there we go. Bing for you. No, I don't want to do that. Bing is horrid. Horrible, horrible, horrible. BIOS. Is that what it's? What revision is it? I'm gonna have to look on board, aren't I? Because I bet they do more than one revision. Let me grab my phone so I can see with a light. Oh my gosh. Right, let me see if there's a revision on the board. How much you betting it's right under where? it's revision 1. Oh, revision 1. Get that one there. So we are at correct revision. So we've got 23 BIOS files. Wow. So do we reckon F56 is going to be the best one? Yeah, F57, sorry. Crikey. F67 even. Extract all. Please tell me it's a installation through Windows, or is it a BIOS one? It's a BIOS one. So is this one where I've got to rename it? Saving a USB. Let me grab a USB memory stick. I have a special one just for BIOSes. Watch, it should flash red this when it's accessing. So let me stick that into there. And stick that onto there and format. That must not be a memory stick. Where's my memory stick box? There we go, that's the one I was referring to. That's better. Oh, show more options, refresh. Interesting that USB slot there isn't working. And neither's that one. Fails without checksum, okay. It should have a checksum there. That's E63's checksum. That's a different one. But we'll save it just in case. Yeah, it's not detecting its stick. And reformat, format, go away, format, FAT32, done, excellent, done, downloads, copy, paste. All right, got you. Yeah, right, so we will boot that back into the BIOS and see if we can restart and flash the BIOS. Oh, bloody Windows stupid update. Why? I just despise Windows 11 full stop. I'm really finding it. I haven't moved to it on my PC yet. Really finding it hard to adjust to everything. And I think that's just a case I'm so ingrained into knowing where to look on screen. And no doubt when I move from Windows XP to Windows 10, I think it was. Yeah, it is a good one. That there is a registry edit. I've put it on mine to do the same thing. To give you a little bit of Windows 10 functionality back. The power supply fan is spinning. I'm just making sure my power supply fan was spinning. Get into the BIOS. Yeah, BIOS has been reset. Come on, disappear, thank you. Q flash. And we want to do, how is it one which runs off a mouse? It is, file. Update BIOS. That's verifying 95%. Press start, presume that's start. Hello, juice, juice, juice. Come on and do the juice. Juice, juice, juiced. Juiced. Got me morning juiced. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, happy New Year, juice. Happy New Year. Oh, the AI, yeah. The AI thing is crazy. Absolutely crazy, crazy, crazy. So, are we thinking, just while that's updating, are we thinking this might have just been an old BIOS issue, not working with a slightly newer card? Well, I'm at 1722, so I'm only an hour behind you, juiced, on that one. Yeah, I've got doubts as well, Farmer. I've got my doubts as well. There just seem to be too many issues. Yeah, don't knock it. If it's working, don't complain. Don't fix what's not broke. Yeah, that's probably right on that one. Lunchtime. Oh, do you know what I've got tonight? I've got some chicken, coconut, and almond korma that I've made, but it's really calorific, and I mean so calorific. It's got chicken breast in, onions, and they're cooked and slow sautéed for a while to make all onions nice and soft. And then it's got 4 tins of coconut milk in which are reduced down. Then it's got some heavy cream or double cream, whatever you want to call it, depending where you're from. Some thick, fresh cream. And then a full bag of almonds, and then a full bag of coconut, and then obviously spices. And it is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I've got some of that with some homemade naan bread for my tea, or our tea tonight. Dora's having it as well. I will have a look at what the slot is set to. Yeah, Ram could have been messing with it as well. Oh, that just went off. I weren't watching it, but the screen went off. Yeah, maybe. Well, I'm not going to touch it until it's done what it's done. But I didn't like that because it suddenly went off, as in turned off. The fans on GPU keep spinning. And front fans are spinning. But I'm not going to touch anything until... Do you know what's bizarre? It went into BIOS just then on graphics card output. Yeah, it takes 1 minute usually. I've got nothing from the keyboard as yet. Graphics card, GPU, fans, keep speed. Oh, we have a beep. We have a beep. Here we go. And we want to get into the BIOS. Delta enter startup. We'll get back into BIOS in a second when it's done what it's doing. Come on. Come on, come on. Yeah, press N. It's smart. It's ain't got BitLocker on mine, so I'm alright. I don't enable BitLocker on my test disk. It's just going through a couple of post processors. I'm trying to get into BIOS. Yay, here we go. Right. Oh. Let that disappear. Thank you. No, it didn't, because we've had BIOS battery out anyway. So no, he didn't have. I think he's got Windows 10 on here, not 11 anyway. So we're okay. So I can't remember what we were doing in here now. What were we looking for in here? Oh, GPU, weren't it? This monitor has absolutely terrible PCI slot 1 for the air. That'll do. We've got that. Won't support that. Won't support that. Why can't I find? At least it's updated BIOS now. It's on auto. Should we just leave it on auto? So you want me to enable RGD code? Let me go back on these. So enable RGD code and MB. You want them to enable. I didn't think it's CPU supporting on the 5700G. And yeah, got that one. You want XMP secure boot? You want XMP? Ooh, I really don't like XMP. But we will bang it on when I find out where it is. Right, we are now in. So we have XMP now on, which is there. That's set to auto, even though profile 1 is enabled. We have resizable bar set to auto, 4G set to auto, and we're leaving PCI slot on auto as well. And we'll save and exit. Oh, that's my save. Continue. Right, there we go. Yep. We have life. Right, so we don't want that. We don't want App Center. And we've still got the graphics card showing, and CPU is still showing. I am now tempted. All right, thank you very much for all your help, Lead Farmer, and thank you for everything else. Have a good afternoon and a good evening. Thanks for all the thing, and Happy New Year too. We will catch up very, very, very soon. Thank you. So what I'm going to do now, gentlemen, I am just going to shut that down. I'm going to put customer's hard drive back in 35. I will probably be off by then, Farmer, but I will catch you on the flip. because I need to go and cook tea as well for my little one. So I'll be shooting off anyway to do that. So thank you again, and Happy New Year, and we will catch up. I'm going to see if I can get your sound effect on as well, Farmer. I have it, what James kindly did, your video and sound effect. Okay, so that's my 2 terabyte test drive. We'll put the customers back in, which I believe is this one. Yes, it is. I'll tell you what I don't like about it. It's BE key. B and N key, sorry, rather than just standard. So they're a bit slower, these. I'm not that keen on that. So we'll try and boot this without the other drive in. Yeah, it's not. It's the SATA interface, not the. It's the slower one, isn't it? It's the SATA, not the NVMe faster interface. Right, we'll get that posted. Right, this is customer drive. We have post. It's yeah, memory is only slow anyway. Yeah, I did have Windows 11 on here. There we go. Now, what was his password? I wrote it down. Oh, where did I put his password? So it is. It is not that one. So he's given me the wrong password. So I can't do any more testing without the right password. Oh, dear me. Don't you just love it, guys? Oh, dear. Yeah, it won't make any difference. It's numbers. It's numbers. It should be that, and it's not. Oh, dear. Oh dear. Okay. Okie dokie dokie dokie. Right, I cannot now do any more on that until I can log in with customers. Customers' credentials on that one, which is really annoying. Yeah, that startup sound. What that startup sound is, oh, if I can just get that off. I have shoved a diagnostic speaker in the diagnostic hole here, and it's catching because when it weren't posting before, so that's all that was the speaker catching on there, because when it weren't posting before, it just weren't showing. So let's get this, get on there. I'm going to get this put bark together. That's really annoying when you don't get everything. And I did ask him, and the password's not working. Oh dear. Right, so let me just get a bit of double tape to stick that on with, and then that'll stop it falling off and hitting me on the head all the time. Get this cut. Get some cutters. I'm just going to stick his heatsink on. That's his CPU. What do they call it? Thing what you screw CPU to. Thing you screw heatsink to. Sorry, for CPU. On back. His plate. Stick it on with a bit of double-sided tape so it don't keep falling off every time you do it. Put a little bit of new glue on there. Clean his existing CPU cooler. All his old stuff off. Get that nipped up with a couple of screws. This is the easy bit, isn't it? This is the easy bit. Yeah, I will give it another post after I've got this together, just to make sure. Because as I say, the only other things what we haven't done is plug his hard drives back in. So even if I haven't got the correct password, at least it's a bit dusty. At least we can. Oh, we've got RGB cables and all sorts under here. RGB is wonderful, isn't it? Let's just make sure this is still posting. That on there. Cooking on gas here, guys. Oh. HDMI back in. I wonder why it suddenly stopped working on the, and I've said this, on the capture card. Because it was working on capture card. Was working with capture. Come on, get to Windows. This is both his drives plugged in now. Well, that ain't good. So the only thing we've done different there is screw it back together and it's frozen. I think it's his drive. I think it's his drive stopping it working. Let's just disconnect the mechanical one. And let's just try another boot just with his NVMe in. I wonder whether, with it being an old SATA interface on his NVMe, whether that's interfering with PCIe slot and putting PCIe slot down to a different speed. But why did it work for 3 days when he had it before? It's not even going into BIOS now. I've got the power button held down there and it didn't even light the power button. Take his NVMe, SATA NVMe thing out. Now this is puzzling. Really puzzling. Yeah, the disk was down at 61%. Is NVMe. But as soon as I put that disk back in, it's even stopping it going into BIOS, which it was doing before. It's not even posting into the BIOS now. So this. So as soon as you put the other drive in, I've put the CPU cooler on as well. I've took the drive out now. It's even stopping it going into the BIOS. But I've unplugged the little speaker as well. So I've done classic thing of doing 6 things at once rather than just doing the one thing at once. It's non-responsive to keyboard presses as well. There's nothing going on up here. Let's do a full flick off and flick on. It's not heat related because we did it benchmarking and we had it. Yeah, but why when we remove the drive it wouldn't post again? I'm still on. Yeah, it should. That's the thing, isn't it? And it's even stopping it boot into the BIOS. I've got to take the card out to get to the BIOS reset and the BIOS battery. So no card. I suspect this will post. Let's just do a BIOS reset. There's little pins here. Right, so I'm plugged into onboard graphics now. This is onboard graphics. But oh my god, yeah, still on this one card though. Now this is even more bizarre, gents. We've got power supply, CPU fan spin. The 2 front fans are no longer lighting up and they're just vibrating. But if I move them, they've now kicked in to start working. But power off. What? So I press the power button once, the CPU fan spins, those 2 just vibrate, nothing else on board comes alive, and the power supply light is, the power switch is off. I press it a second time, then I manually start the fans, and then they do that. What? Oh. This is... We have the beeper back in. Let's shut it down. So power cycle it off. Power it back on. One press, we're now on. Waiting for the beep. One beep. No display. I've got the display on my knee. We've got no power indication either here. Should be coming up here. But that could be because it's reconfiguring BIOS or doing something, I'm not sure. We've flashed the BIOS, so it's not the BIOS. One beep is good. Battery's coming out. Battery's coming out. Right, battery's out. Drain the board. No battery in. Wait for the beep. Yes, it did. Yeah, it booted after the BIOS update. Booted fine. We were working with the card in, everything else. That's why we decided to do it. We put it was working fine. We then put the customer's hard drive back in. That's the one boot. That's why I've just held my phone down there. We put the customer's hard disk back in and the heatsink on. Sorry, ouch. Beg your pardon, Cartho. You've got headphones on. Sorry about that. Sorry. We put the heatsink back on and the customer's drive in and it stopped working. We're back to this no display. Put my drive back in. Yep. I don't think that'll make much difference because we've not even got a BIOS screen, Sparta. I think the only thing what's going to get this back to somewhere resembling posting is if I take that heatsink off yet again. I think that's what's going to... On there, 2 ticks, that's enough just to hold it down. It's only a bit of weight, just to hold it down. I don't think this is going to do it because we've not even got a... I've got the... It's doing that again. Can you hear that? These 2 fans at the front, that's spinning. Now press to power it on. These 2 fans are trying to work. Can you see vibration on them fans? I'll manually start it, watch it. It's now going. That one's vibrating like it wants to go. And it's started. Press power button again. I'm still plugged into... I've got no BIOS battery in, so it's reading out hardware, obviously. Oh my gosh. How puzzled am I with this one? It's had a BIOS update, latest BIOS from October last year, so it's not a BIOS because we've reflashed that. It's obviously posting, but it's not. We've got no... Yeah, that's probably... Let's refresh my monitor. Just make sure it's not... Oh, it's now booting into Windows on here. Oh, what is this computer playing at? Oh, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I might need to change the PSU. I would have thought that's more like a motherboard issue. You know, with the fans. Where motherboard's not actually fully turning on properly. Let's put BIOS battery back in. Let's flick the power supply off. Do that. And put customer's card back in. Because I'm worried that I might disturb something. I'm going to take the speaker out prior to doing this because it was catching. And that we have got my hard drive in there. And we are going to leave my drive in there. I'm going to put this down just in case it's a fault with the... So I'm going to try and post now with the graphics card in and that. We're posting off internal GPU there. We won't get a beep because let me change that to external GPU. See if we get a picture. Yeah. Right, so it's posting to external GPU. My hard drive. The only thing I am going to change this time around is customer hard drive. That one. That one. And I think when I do this, because this is a old SATA interface one, I think this drive is causing some type of... Yeah, it's not video cabling, I don't think. I think this drive, because the only thing I'm now going to change is take my drive out, which is a proper NVMe beaky, as you can see, to customers, which is an old style SATA key. So I'm going to put customers back in. Down at 61% health, by the way, this drive, so it isn't the healthiest. Turn it on. Turn it on. I would love this not to boot. I would love this. Oh, you blinking thing. And he's giving me the wrong password anyway. Yeah, it could be because of a voltage drop on power rail. It was reporting a 7.9, So it was a tad low, but yeah, not anything major. But we've reset BIOS now as well. Oh, dear me. Right. Yeah, I've swapped the drive back and it's booted first time, but customer's not giving me a password. So we are back. I tell you what I'm going to do is plug the mechanical drive in. Because we did that last time, but we're doing everything one by one this time. So let's plug the mechanical drive back in now. The downside is this is right next to the whatchamacallit. Sorry, I know you've got my head in picture. I do apologise, gentlemen, but I've got no other options apart from to stick my nugget down here. This is right next to the card, you see. So my concern is if it's something wrong with the card, am I just disturbing card? And that's now plugged in, so I'm trying my best not to disturb the card. Right. Right, we have broken my screen list, but we have post. Yeah, I need the password to test further. Customers give me the password, but the password is proving to be wrong. Which I hate to say is a really common thing, because they just think I'm not going to give him the right password because I don't want him on my computer. And it's like saying to a mechanic, repair my car, but I'm not going to give you keys to start your engine. It blows my mind. It blows my mind to the fact that I often say to people, if you give me the wrong password or if they refuse to give me a password, I give them the machine back and I don't work on it. If you don't want to give me a password, you don't trust me enough, take computer back. I do not work on the computer. If they give me the wrong password and I cannot get in touch with them, I do tell all the customers, if I cannot get in touch with you and you give me the wrong password, I'll be billing you for another hour's worth of work. Because I've got to disassemble it, take it off my bench and re-put it on my bench, which is another hour. And unfortunately, I get paid by the hour. So none of us work for nothing. And then they use, oh, well, it might be this password. So I usually get to the bottom of it. But it really annoys me when they purposefully deceive me. Not saying that it's happened on this occasion, not saying that, but you do get it when you're working with public. But yeah, I can't go any further now, guys. But just to reiterate where we are, it's working as it should do. Yeah, I can bypass it. Sparta. It's on that Dentoid disc on Surgilic or whatever it's called. So I can bypass it, but it's just the annoyance more than anything else. And I can create my account through that as well. It's just that one step extra you shouldn't really need to do. Yeah, you shouldn't really need to do it. As I say, I always look at the analogy, a mechanic can't repair your cars unless you give him keys. He needs to have access to your car to repair your car. I need access to your computer to repair your computer and then test it in your environment. Certainly if you've got something which could be software related or whatever. You know, it's... I do work for different organisations, everything from trading standards to doctors, children's homes, old people's homes, other surgeons, medical professionals, solicitors, all sorts of things which you'd think they've got sensitive information, prison service, things like that. So yeah, it's annoying when a 13-year-old don't want you to have access to his computer because he's got his Minecraft account on it. Just blows your mind. Yeah, well, I can only rely on what he's telling you as well. With when it is an issue like this, there was some issues with it, but hey ho, can't do anything about it now. I'm stuck where I'm stuck on there, and I can't really I can't go any further with it. So I think I'll just put a call into the customer and just say it's now working. Don't know why it's working, but I'll explain everything that I've done, but I can't do any further because of the password. You'd be surprised. Yeah, I would say same. Per Nova. Some are, some aren't. I think there's only one I do, and he's a solicitor, and he has said that I can't have it because of their company policy, and I still did work on his. But 99% of people come now, if they come to the door and they say, I don't want to give you the password, I do not work on the machine. I'm quite fortunate. I don't need to accept every job that walks through the door. And I know that sounds horrible, but you just end up working with your hand behind your back. I've done it in the past, and you don't know what the state of the system is before you get it, which is what Arkanoid just said. And the problem is some of the people hide things behind, I don't want to give you a password because then I can ring you up and blame you for breaking something that you've not had access to. Or I've had it before where they then say, well, this is wrong with it now, I've got it back. And I'll go, well, you didn't give me a password to test it. Well, if I can't test it, I can't validate what you're saying, sort of thing, beforehand. So that's why I have the policy. And very few people take the machine away. A couple still do, but very, very, very few people. I ain't got time to search through all their bank account details or the family photos or whatever the thing that we're searching through. I'm too busy trying to earn a living like most people are, and I've got no desire to do that either. I mean, what would I do with it? What would I do with somebody's CV from 1914 or whatever they decided to do, or films are downloaded from a torrent website in 2015, what they don't watch anymore? I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested in it. All I want to do is repair it, get paid, and moved on to the next job. But crazy world, isn't it? Yeah, other system on the bench. I've got. Do you know what? I just sat there and I've got the wrong camera on. If I go back to that camera there, I've got that one. You can't see it. I know it's sideways, but that little Dell laptop there, I think I did a hard drive on it before Christmas. For a existing customer, really good customer, and he's brought it back today because Windows has crashed on it after he's installed a load of software, so he just wants it resetting to Windows 10. So I thought, USB in, Windows 10, and do that. It won't. It'll detect the USB. As soon as I go into install, it just reboots and goes back to USB and just keeps on doing that like a memory test. So I think that's got maybe a RAM issue or something like that. So I do need to investigate that a little bit further on that one. Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't know that. It's the kind of people just saying there are real reasons to not give passwords in some cases. There are, yeah. I had one guy said, my son-in-law works in IT security, he's told me not to give anybody my password. I respected that decision. I don't force anyone to come to me, I will say. And I said, look, I understand that completely, but my policy is if I can't have access to your system to be able to repair it, I don't work on your machine. So like they've got their viewpoint and their thing about that, I have mine on that one as well, to not be able to. It's certainly, I mean, if I were replacing, how can I say, if I were replacing a screen on a laptop, for example, where you can then see if the screen is working just by posting, fine. Do you know what? I'm not going to lose too much sleep if they definitely don't want to give me. But if it's a hard drive one, or it's a software one, it's diagnostics where we need it, yeah, there you go. Have it back. It's just too much hassle otherwise, because I'll know that you end up with a situation like this where it's sat on my bench, and I'm losing money when I'm not working on this or working on somebody else's, because I charge a flat fee for doing all this. So I need the turnover. You need the turnover. There could be an opportunity to charge more. Yeah. Yeah. And crazy thing is, as long as it's not got BitLocker on, how safe is their data? It's not. It's not at all. A password, like we all know, on this one, I could be in this relatively quickly. We all know how to bypass it and get by it. So it's not even protecting anything from me. It just makes life so much easier, as we all know. All know on that one. Yeah, do you know what? I've worked some time at Motor Trade, Arkanoid, and the stuff what garages used to get blamed for, because people, individuals, think businesses are fair game to blaming for everything what goes wrong. And it's unbelievable. I've had people ring me up a month or so later after picking their computer up, telling me that the printer has broke, because I fitted a new hard drive in the computer, or I don't know, connected their email up or something. You know, it is, and demanding that I buy them a new printer. I don't go to people's houses, and B, I've never touched the printer. But because the printer's done it, they then think it's something to do with what I've done. So I've had people ring me up and blame me for things that I've not even touched. I had somebody blame me for breaking the iPad. I ain't worked on an iPad for 15, 20 years. Breaking the iPad because I'd repaired the computer. And it were in the same house, on the same network. Because they spoke to somebody at pub and they went, yeah, of course it's connected on network. And you end up with a load of earache on phone. So you do get misinformed people who want to sometimes do it wrong. But vast majority of people, how you deal with them, are pretty much good. And I agree, locks are to keep innocent people out on that one. So like we all know, I could bypass this in less time it took me to talk to you about it. But yeah, it's what it is. So we cannot go any further. So I do have another one set over there, but it is tea time for me, gentlemen. So I'm going to. We're only supposed to be an hour stream until Andy came back on, but I think Andy's probably on anyway, because I think he probably came on a little earlier. So I'm gonna bid you all farewell on this one. That's why I can't deal with customers. I tend to be a little bit black and white. I'm sure I'm on spectrum somewhere, Pernoff, that I'm a little bit more logical, as I put it, but I think I'm probably a little bit black and white sometimes, and you know, it's either in one camp or other for me. Yeah, it is. But thank you so much for everybody who's joined in today, whether you've been on the sidelines listening or you've been actively participating. Nice to chat with you all, or just have you there whilst I'm benching away. And thank you so much for your help and input. And I've learned certain things today as well, because we're never too old to learn. I've been doing this 30 years, so never too old to learn. And you know, sometimes you might forget things, or sometimes you might learn things, but every day's a school day. Have a super new year. Enjoy whatever you're doing today and tomorrow, and we will catch up very soon. If you've not hit the like or subscribe, really much appreciate that, guys. It's free to do so, and hopefully catch up very soon. All the best for the new year, and we will catch up very soon, gents. Bye bye now.